this is our first year raising more than 2. Eventually, if we keep doing this, we'd probably like a lot more because we're trying to do a holistic grazing plan. We have yaks, and the yaks would graze first, and the turkeys would follow, kind of doing some natural pest control. And a lot of people want a turkey for Thanksgiving.
I have about 8 turkeys, and I'll usually have anywhere between half a dozen to a dozen or maybe 2 dozen turkeys.
I'm happy that we're keeping dollars out of the big corporate farming operation where turkeys aren't underneath the sun. They don't have freedom to move, so it's an awesome feeling, and people are gonna have a great dinner and a great story because we're processing on the farm.
I think it's really important to support farm to fork or farm to table because you're reducing your carbon footprint in the area, and you're basically supporting the local food shed. And for those that aren't familiar what a food shed is, it's basically a geographical area where farmers produce food, and that same food is also consumed in that same area. So a very similar concept to like a watershed, but we call it a food shed. And there's also such thing as a fiber shed as well. But basically just trying to become more sustainable and really support local economy of agriculture.
I would love for everybody to support local farmers. You know, it reduces the carbon impact, you know, instead of shipping turkeys from, I don't even know where Butterball raises their turkeys. There's so many great things about supporting a local farm. And then the people truly know how these turkeys were raised when they come process tomorrow, because they're gonna see them, you know, out in the open walking around. We've been feeding them organic grain, and then they eat a lot of bugs. They love grasshoppers. So they had plenty of those this summer.
Well, everyone has the opportunity to essentially vote with their dollars 3 times a day with the 3 meals that we eat a day. And so by people supporting local farmers and local agriculture and buying local products, it's saying that that's important to them, and they want this product to be available locally and sustainably.
Farming's a tough job. It costs a lot of money. And if we can get some support, you know, from everybody, and you know, everybody can know exactly where their food comes from. That's the most important thing, is knowing where your food comes from. When you support a local farmer, you have the option to come out and see how the animal was raised. You can ask the questions what they ate. It's kind of hard to find that, you know, in the grocery store.
One of the biggest problems that we face in Colorado as producers of poultry is that we don't have a USDA poultry processor. So if any farmers want to legally sell a turkey or a chicken for meat, they have to ship the bird out of state to be processed at a USDA processing facility and then shipped back to the state, which is regulations and a lot of barriers put up in front of us. But I think consumers can have a really strong effect on changing those regulations and legislature around if they do choose to vote with their dollar, and they get things like this on ballots to try and legalize selling poultry meat that's not gone through a USDA inspector.
I think they're gonna have a great dinner, especially they're gonna have an awesome story to tell all their friends that they actually came out and slaughtered their dinner. You know, not a lot of people can say that.
That almost every American family has a turkey on their dinner table every single Thanksgiving, which is a very American tradition. So